All right, let's talk about it. You've poured years of your life into your research, wrestled with every chapter of your thesis, and now there's just one thing left, the Viva Voce. And look, it's a huge deal. It's exciting for sure, but let's be real, it's also incredibly stressful. But what if I told you we could shift your thinking on this? What if it's not a test to be feared, but your moment to truly own your work?
And yeah, that feeling is completely normal. I mean, who wouldn't be nervous? You probably have this image of these super serious academics just waiting to poke holes in everything you've done. It feels like you're walking into an interrogation, right? Well, I'm here to let you in on a little secret. That's almost never what's actually happening.
So first, what does Viva Voce even mean? Well, it's Latin, and it literally translates to living voice. And honestly, that's the perfect way to think about it. For years, your research has just been words on a page. The Viva Voce is your chance to finally give it a voice, your voice. It's where you bring your work to life and prove, hey, I'm the expert who created this. Now, this right here, this is a total game changer. I want you to try and forget the word defense. It sounds so aggressive, like you're under attack. Instead, think of it as a conversation. Seriously, this is your very first time talking about your work, not as a student, but as a peer, an equal. You're about to have a deep intellectual chat with a couple of people who've actually read your work. That's a rare thing.
So, to get you ready for that big conversation, here's our game plan. First, we're going to demystify the whole thing. Then, we'll build out a solid preparation plan. We'll get into how to answer questions perfectly, how to look and feel confident, what mistakes to sidestep, and finally, how to make this your moment to shine.
All right, section 1, let's pull back the curtain. To win the game, you've got to understand the rules. So, what are the examiners actually looking for when they sit across from you?
Let's be super clear about this. Examiners are not trying to trip you up. Their goal isn't to make you fail. They're basically there to tick a few boxes. Is this really your work? Do you actually understand what you wrote? Is the research method sound? And most importantly, are you ready to join the club? It's a quality check, not an ambush. Okay, so now that we're a little less scared of the examiners, let's talk about getting ready. Real confidence doesn't just appear out of nowhere. You build it, piece by piece, with a smart, strategic plan. Here is a fantastic strategy, the 3 read-through method. First, just give your thesis a quick scan. Get the big picture back in your head. The second time, get more detailed. Make little summaries for each chapter with page numbers, kind of like a personal cheat sheet. And the third read? This one's key. You read it like you're the examiner. Be tough, be critical, hunt for every single potential problem. And this is where the magic happens. You take that list of all the weak spots you found, and you prepare your answers for them ahead of time. Just think about it. The examiner asks you a tough question about a limitation, and instead of panicking, you calmly give a thoughtful, pre-prepared response. You've just turned their toughest question into your moment to look like a genius. All right, prep work is done. You're feeling ready. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of what you actually say in the room. How do you give the perfect answer when the pressure's on? You can pretty much guarantee you're going to hear this one probably right at the beginning. It seems like a simple, friendly question, but it's actually really important. They want to know the why behind all your hard work. What got you started on this whole journey? Here's your formula for a killer answer. 1. Start with the academic reason, the gap in research that you're filling. 2. Add a little bit of your personal story or motivation. And 3. Tie it all back to the bigger conversation happening in your field. An answer like that shows you're not just passionate, you're strategic. Okay, take a deep breath because this is the big one. Especially for a Ph.D. This is the million-dollar question. Everything, all the late nights, the stress, the research, it all comes down to this. What new thing did you bring to the table? Listen, this is not the time to be humble or shy. You need to have 2 or 3 clear, powerful points ready to go. State them directly. Then explain exactly how they push the field forward. Do they add a new piece to the puzzle, challenge an old idea? And you've got to say it with confidence. You are the world's leading expert on this. Own it. Moving on to section 4. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. The way you carry yourself, your body language, it all sends a powerful message about how confident you are in your own work. So let's talk about the day itself. Here are some simple do's. Dress professionally. It just shows respect for the process. Make eye contact. It builds a connection. Try to speak slowly, don't rush, and it is totally okay to ask them to repeat or rephrase a question. And seriously, have your thesis and a glass of water nearby.
Taking a sip of water is the oldest trick in the book for giving yourself an extra second to think. Okay, let's do a quick role play. Imagine the examiner asks you that dreaded question about the limitations of your study. This is a classic moment. A nervous candidate might get defensive, but a prepared candidate, well, they see an opportunity. And boom, that's the perfect answer. Let's break down why it's so good. First, you're honest and direct about the limitation. But then you immediately explain the implication, that it's not generalizable, and you pivot to how it creates an opportunity for more research. It's honest, it's smart, and it's forward-thinking.
We have covered a lot of do's. So now for Section 5, let's quickly hit on the big don'ts. Just avoiding these few common mistakes can make all the difference in the world.
This is all about swapping out a bad instinct for a good one. So instead of arguing, you say something respectful like, "That's an interesting point." Instead of rushing an answer because you're nervous, you take a deliberate pause. It makes you look thoughtful, not scared. And instead of being arrogant, you just show respect for the people in the room. It's simple, emotional intelligence. Now, please listen to me on this one. It's so, so important. You are not supposed to know everything. It's impossible. If you get a question you truly don't know the answer to, it is 1,000 times better to just be honest. Saying, that's a fascinating question that I haven't considered before, is so much better than trying to bluff your way through it. Honesty builds trust, bluffing destroys it. All right, we've made it to the final section. We've talked strategy, we've talked mindset. Now let's wrap it all up with one final powerful idea to carry with you into that room. If you only remember one thing from this entire explainer, please let it be this. This is not a trial. The university wants you to pass. They've invested in you. Your Viva is a ceremony. It's a rite of passage. It's the final handshake before they welcome you as a colleague. So I'll leave you with this final thought. After all of this time and all of this work, you have become the world's leading expert on your very specific topic. I'm serious. Nobody on this planet knows it better than you do. You have more than earned your seat at that table. So, are you ready to lead the conversation? Of course you are. You've got this.